What is Python? And the answer is Python is a programming language. Now you will ask, what do you mean by programming language? So the answer is the language through which we can communicate with our computer. So let's begin. Now we have to implement Python program to print the multiplication table. So we will going to define this problem statement and into some steps. So our step number 1 is take the input from the user. So we will ask user regarding the value for which he or she wants to generate the multiplication table. We can take input from the user using input function. So you can see we are using the input function in order to take the input from the user. Now there is one disadvantage about the input function, and the disadvantage of input function is it will going to take all the value from keyboard, even character also. So we need to accept only integer, and so we typecasted it into integer. And if I give any input apart from integer, it will yield error. So I can show you through execution. If I give, for example, a number or integer, it is executing perfectly right. But if I give a character, then it is giving the error. So that is the reason why we typecasted it. Now once we get the value from the user, we will going to store it for our further reference. Now in order to store the variable, in order to store the value into something, we need the concept of variable. So variable are container for storing data value, and here num is nothing but the variable. Now the step 1 is completed, that is we took the input from the user. Step number 2, in the multiplication table you will see that 5 into 1 equal to 5, 5 into 2 equal to 10, 5 into 3 equal to 15, 5 into 4 equal to 20. So the number that is given by the user as an input, it is being multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4 till 10. So now we need to generate something which will going to generate the number from 1 to 10. And for that we are going to use range function which generates the number. So first of all I will going to show you what the range function exactly do. So range 1 to 6. So the output will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So range function will going to give all the input that is present from 1 till 6, but it will not going to include the end value. So everyone is having the biggest doubt here, but always be clear that it will not going to include the end value. And here we need the range from 1 to 10, because 1 to 10 the number is being multiplied by the 5. So that's why we are taking 1 to 11 as a range, because we need the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Now we are going to use for loop, because I variable will be having all value between 1 to 10 one by one. So first time, for example, I is having 1 and the number that is given by the user is 5. So 5, this is just for the format of the multiplication table. 5 into 1 equal to 5 into 1, 5. 5 into 2 equal to 5 into 2, 10. 5 into 3 equal to 5 into 3, 15, and like that. Now let's execute the code. For example, if I want to print the multiplication of 5, you can see the output. It is giving the output.